Hello, it's me, Ben Pavlo from the selfhelpcompany.com. Welcome to today's episode. The topic of this episode is going to be from chapter 10 of my new book, Self Help for At Risk Teens. It's going to be on developing your character. So, we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do to improve the quality of your character, ways that you can develop yourself into becoming a better person. The topics in this chapter are going to just help you understand some of the things you can do, slight changes, gradual little things that you can do to improve not only what you look like on the outside, but the way you are on the inside. So your inside character is reflected on the outside in the way you behave and the way you act. And the way you act is the way people are going to judge you. People are going to judge you based on how they see you, the way they see you treating other people. And so if you don't want to be looked at as, a troublemaker or, a bad kid or any other whatever stereotype topics, that people might want to say, you can avoid this by becoming a better person. And by developing your character, you're becoming a better person. So if you're starting to read more positive books and listening to more inspirational podcasts and watching inspirational videos, these are ways you can start to develop your character, because you don't want people looking at you like, they're looking down on you. This is part of the reason why you have certain issues with anger possibly, is because when you think people are looking down on you and you think people are looking at you like maybe you're less than. Now, if this isn't the case for you, that's great. I'm not saying it is, but in a lot of cases, we get angry. And the reason why I say this is because I know this is my personal experience. When you have people looking at you like the way I had people looking at me, like looking down on me thinking, man, this kid, he's just like, a real little troublemaker. He's no good. He's always up to no good. He can't be trusted. Things like that. Then that's, that hurts you. It hurts your self-confidence. It hurt my self-confidence. It made me think, well, you know what? Maybe if they think I'm a piece of crap, then maybe I'll just act like one. And that's the kind of mentality I had. And that's the kind of thing that hurt me. It hurt my life because my attitude was negative, as because kind of like I said, I'm feeding off of the way people are talking to me and the way people are looking at me. So I don't want you to have to go through this experience. So I want to just share with you a few things that I think you can do to help improve your character. And starting by reading inspirational stuff and learning more and becoming a better person, that's really the overall strategy, is to just become a better person. But breaking it down into smaller parts and what you can do, actionable steps, is what I want to share with you. Now, the first thing that I know I had an issue with as a young person was not being truthful. I didn't want to be honest with people because maybe the truth wasn't wasn't what I wanted to say. Like, I wanted to appear maybe better than I was, or I wanted the situation to kind of, help people perceive me a different way. But when people see through that, it only hurts your credibility. And a lot of times we tell half truths. That's when you don't tell the whole truth. That's why they say tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because there's a big, not telling the whole truth is kind of a form of lying. It's like only telling the part of the story that makes you look good, and you don't tell the part that makes you look bad. And when someone realizes that you're steering the story only in a direction that makes you look good, they're going to look at it as a form of dishonesty. So you always want to be truthful with people. Nobody trusts a liar. And I'm telling you this firsthand, because that's the biggest thing you can do to really just give people a reason to talk bad about you. If somebody catches you in a lie and they continue to catch you in lies, they're going to be looking at you as someone that cannot be trusted. And that's the worst thing you can do for yourself, is to give people a reason to put that label on you. If a teacher asks you, did you do your homework? just say no. Just if they say, "Did you study for the test?" Just say no, because they know that you didn't anyway because of the grade you got. If you got an F on a test and you studied, something's wrong there. Maybe you have a learning issue that maybe you need to deal with. That's something totally different. But if you tell a teacher that you studied for a test and then you got an F, they're either going to know you're lying or they're going to really believe that you do need some tutoring or something. But people are not as stupid as you might think they are. Now, I know some people think that they're really good liars, and some people are proud of the fact that they're a really good liar and they can deceive almost anybody. Let me explain something to you. That is not a quality to be proud of, because being a liar is not something that you want people to associate with you. If you want to become a better person, the first and foremost things you need to do is to tell the truth, even when it makes you look bad. And the thing is, if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't have any reason to lie. So this is why all of these topics that I put in this book are all tied together, because if you're focused on becoming a better person and you're staying out of trouble and you're avoiding all the negativity, you can walk around with your head held high without looking over your shoulder and without having to lie to people all the time, without having to, make up false stories, and without having to say, someone says, "Where were you last night?" Instead of you saying, well, I was over here doing this, when you know it's a lie, you can honestly say, "I was home reading a book. I was watching a video. I wasn't on a street corner. It wasn't me." So that's the whole thing. And when you lie to someone's face, it's the biggest insult you could possibly do. You're insulting their intelligence, and especially when someone knows for a fact that what you're saying is a lie, and you're still doing it, like what they call a bold-faced lie, it's really just destroying your credibility, and it's giving people a reason to talk bad about you and to put labels on you. And like I said before, you already have enough odds stacked against you that you do not need to be creating more odds and obstacles and adversities, because in order to get ahead in life, you need to gain people's trust, gain people's respect. And that is some of the next stuff I want to talk about, which go hand in hand, is manners and respect. So you have to respect other people if you want them to respect you in return. And respect goes a really long way. And a lot of it is tied to your manners. Because if you're saying please and thank you and excuse me and bless you, and you're making a habit of these things, people are going to start to see that you have a good character. They're going to realize that, you know what, maybe this kid might have some odds stacked against him. He might come from a bad situation, but he's got a good heart. He, if you're a boy or girl, it doesn't matter. The stuff I talk about, it's for everybody. It's for everybody and anybody who wants to understand what it's going to take to have a better quality of life and what you could do to help yourself. And manners and respect go a really long way. So use them, exercise them daily, and once you start to say thank you and say please and say excuse me and all the other manners, like aside from just words, there's also the actions where you're walking in and someone's going to walk in the door in front of you or whatever, you open the door, you hold the door open for somebody. That's polite, that's manners. And that's the way people are going to look at you like, you know what, this kid is better than people give him credit for. And that's just the fact of nature, that people will start to trust you more. They'll start to see you in a different way based on the way you act and the way you talk. One of the biggest things that is disrespectful is cursing. Especially when you curse, like say foul language, I don't know where you live, you might call it swear words. When you do that to adults, that makes you look like an immature piece of crap. That's what they think. That's what they look at you like. They think, you know what, this kid got a potty mouth. They're disrespectful. Listen, even if you're not saying it directly towards the adult, even if you're saying it to your friend and they see it, it's just another reason for people to look at you and say, this kid's no good. she's got a bad mouth, he's got a bad mouth, whatever it is. This is why I'm telling you this, because you can control all these things. This is stuff you can control. There's certain things in life you can't control, what family you were born into, the kind of financial situation your family comes from. All that stuff might be out of your control, but the way you behave, the way you talk, the way you act is totally up to you. Nobody is around. When you're at school or you're walking to school or you're on a bus, you're at a job, when you speak properly, you don't use foul language. You use your manners. You respect people. You respect people's opinions. You're not arguing all the time. You're not talking back to people. These are all things that you can totally control. There's no reason for you to sit here and honestly tell yourself that I use foul language because of this person, or I don't have no manners because my parent never taught it to me. Listen, that might be the case, but it doesn't mean you can't change that. So just because no one else ever taught you manners doesn't mean you can't learn them. Because I'm telling you right now, there's books, there's videos, there's a million ways you can learn what manners are, how to use manners, what type of manners are appropriate. Whatever you need to learn, you can learn it. So just because it wasn't taught to you as a child doesn't mean you have to go through your whole life being ignorant. All right, so this is part of taking control of your situation. Now you're old enough to be able to do these things. You're not a kid anymore. You're a young adult. You're someone who has got to take life, take control of it, because once you turn 18 and once you get out on your own, you're on your own. And the more you know, the more you start learning now, and the better habits you develop rolling into adulthood, the better off you're going to be, because there's nobody going to be around to teach you and coach you, when you're older. It's not like your parent is going to be in the workplace with you saying, hey, watch your mouth. Hey, be nicer to these people. No, this is on you. So take control of your situation by practicing these simple daily disciplines. Learn to trust yourself, learn to trust other people. These are all the qualities of a good character. When you trust somebody, now, if someone's doing you wrong and you know they're up to no good, then of course you don't want to trust them. But the more you trust people who are out for a good intention, whether it's a teacher or a coach or a boss, and they're trying to help you and they want good things for you, you have to trust them. You can't have your guard up all the time and not, be willing to accept help when there's help available. You've got to trust that not everybody is out to get you. I know this. I've been there. I never trusted anybody. It doesn't come natural to somebody who has been against all odds as I was as a kid, and knowing that on the streets everybody's up to something, everybody's trying to scam you, people are trying to come at you, deceive you, rob you, whatever. That's how I grew up. Everybody was out to get me in my mind, and I didn't trust anybody. I didn't trust girlfriends. I didn't trust anybody. And I'm here to tell you, it holds you back when you don't trust. And you got to trust yourself and your instincts. Like I mentioned earlier, and I believe in the last episode, about your gut instinct when it comes to like trouble. If you know you're doing something wrong and you get that bad feeling, you should stop it. Well, the same goes with everything. Trust your instincts, trust your gut. And when the crowd you're rolling with is doing something wrong, you need to trust your gut to say, you know what? I got to turn around and go back. I'm not with you on this. And by doing all these things and practicing all these habits and disciplines, you're becoming a better person. You're developing your character, because regardless of how you act, whether you act good, you act bad, you act polite, you act nasty, whatever it is you're doing, your behavior is defining you. It's the way other people are looking at you. So, like I said, you don't want to give them another reason to think bad of you. You want to give people every reason to think highly of you, to trust you, to respect you as a person, and to believe you. All these things are what, if you're doing all these, you're creating an attractive personality. That's what you want. You want to be someone that people want to be around. You want to be someone that people trust. They invite you to places. They want you to be around. There's people lining up to say, what are you doing different? Because you look like a totally different person. The way you're acting, the way you look, you seem to be like really holding yourself up higher nowadays. I haven't heard you say a bad word. I see you kind of like have a lot more respect for people. You're focused on your work. You're not hanging out on the streets. They're going to start recognizing it. And by you creating this attractive personality, you're going to open up a whole new world of people who want to be around you, whether it's a boyfriend or a girlfriend, a parent of a friend. Right now, you might be the kid that the other parent says, don't bring that kid to my house. I don't want him around me. I don't want him around you. I don't want him in my house. You don't want to be that person. You want to create an attractive personality where people are going to say, hey, bring that person on over here. Sure, we like them. They're great. They're a nice, respectful young person. We want them around. And so having that attractive personality is what you want in your life. And it all starts with your habits that you practice daily. They could start real small, but they develop over time. So good habits are attractive, bad habits are unattractive. And that's going to be the topic of our next episode, because chapter 11 is all about becoming aware of your habits and developing your habits. And so I hope you will tune in to the next episode. So in the meantime, subscribe, like, comment, rate, review. Be sure that you do not miss the next episode. It's going to be exciting. We're moving into the second half of the book. We're in it now. And the next few chapters, all the way to the end, is really exciting stuff. And it's stuff that you can actually take and implement in your life right now to start becoming the best version of yourself. So thank you again for tuning in. I really appreciate your time. Have yourself a great day.